Johnny Carson.
Okay. John, this question's for you. In 2009, when you announced that you were not going to seek re-election to council, you said that you and your wife wanted to travel more and that it was time to let some new blood have their chance. Has something changed since then?
Yes, people of Hillsboro did not have a chance to make a choice for mayor. I am willing to give up for a minimum of 4 years opportunities to travel in order to serve the people I love and the community that I love, Hillsboro.
Okay, thank you. Steve?
Those who question your knowledge of government, do you understand government well enough to be the mayor of Hillsboro?
I'm bright enough, I'm smart enough to understand it. I don't think there are, what's the percentage of Americans now that work for some facet of government? I don't know what it is, but it's some huge figure. And they all work for government. So state, county, local, federal. What I do know is private sector. And I know how to make private sector work. I know, I've been a pretty successful businessman. And I believe in, am I going to be in for a few shocks? Am I going to hit some walls when I find out, oh, you've got to do this in government, oh, you have to work this way? Of course I will. You know, it's a learning experience. You know, somebody recently told me that I was politically naive, and did I consider that a problem? And I said, you know, in this day and age, I think politically naive is an asset. I really believe that. I'll learn, and my intent is to learn and merge private enterprise and private sector knowledge with public sector and make it work like that. And yes, of course, I have to work government, and I've got a learning curve.
Okay. Business, 40 years, 45 years serving the people of Hillsboro in the banking industry. So I had the background, I had the knowledge based upon family business, which had now, although the family does no longer own it, has been in business, I think, 50 years next year.
What is the solution to the problem of Hillsboro providing EMS services to the townships? Are there changes we should make in regard to the fire department? This is kind of just an overall question about the fire department in general. Are there changes we should make to staffing levels, protocol? John, let's start with you. How about this whole EMS issue in the city and the townships?
Hillsboro Ordinance 3217 states and separates EMS runs from fire department runs. 3215 addresses the fire contracts. The fire contracts are what really should be negotiated at the present time, in which there is what you're really reading in the newspapers about. 3217 sets forth by city ordinance the amounts that can be charged for runs, mileage, and differentiates what is considered a emergency run or a high critical run with a regular run. They're two completely different things that people are getting confused. City Council has to set through ordinance the amounts that are going to be charged to address the runs by the EMS squads and the fire department. The ordinance 3215 specifies dollar amounts, total amounts, by township name and amount.
Okay, department in general.
Yeah, I'm not going to cite ordinances because I don't know the 32 series of ordinances, but I would tell you You know, I look at it more as an overview. I think, first of all, it's a matter of communication and attitude. I think there needs to be a lot more open and working attitude with the parties involved, county, township, city. I think it's been very adversarial. I don't think that it should be looked at, the fire EMS issue should be looked at as a profit center for anybody, if that's the case. I think it should be, we sit down, we hammer it out, what's a win-win deal where everybody is happy, let's get it done, let's move on to the next problem. This should not be that big. This should not cover the front pages ad infinitum.
Okay. I've got a question for both of you. What are the biggest challenges facing Hillsboro, and how do we overcome them? I think John went first last time. Drew?
Wow. Well, economic development, jobs is in my impression, number one. You know, you have jobs, you have a strong economy that solves a lot of problems. You know, you have crime tend to dissipate because people tend to be at a higher economic level, and I think it's about creating a situation where we can attract jobs, where we can and creating an environment that's going to attract employers. I think we want to attract people to come and spend money here. We want to get our infrastructure in a way so that if we can woo employers to the area, that they want to be here and they can be served. I'm particularly excited. I mean, we've got a lot of pluses. You know, we have the new data, high-speed data lines that came in for the hospitals, and I think there's a lot of investigation that can go, what industries can use those data lines. I think that's a plus point. But I think economic development data is going to serve a lot of our problems. We have economic development, I'm sorry. But that's got to be number one.
We have to have a vision. We have to have a plan. That vision cannot be for just 4 years. It has to extend beyond that. The vision should be a minimum of 10 years. It has to extend beyond current administration. That vision has to include input from you people, the citizens. Where do you want Hillsboro to go in the future? In your lifetime, in your children's lifetimes, and even in your grandchildren's lifetimes. The vision, we have to make sure that our infrastructure is sound and will stand the test of time, a minimum 50 years. We have to have opportunities to, as Drew says, be able to provide our citizens with employment opportunities, good schools, a good community to raise your family and be proud to call Hillsboro home.